What's going on? This is the With All Due Respect podcast. I repeat, this is the With All Due Respect podcast, presented by Mo Knows, with your girl, Lady Simone, Mr. McFly, and yours truly, Mo. So now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and start the show, alright? Let's do it. How y'all feeling today?
All right.
I can't complain on this beautiful Sunday.
Really? Okay, it's raining out there. Nice. It actually sets the mood a little bit.
It's a free car wash.
So what?
God looking out for the boy.
Anything interesting happening to y'all throughout your work week?
This work week, nothing too crazy.
Nothing for me.
My actual coworker had his first child this week, so it was just me in the office. So that was kind of cool.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Anything y'all looking forward to going into? I mean, you know it's tax season. Tax season is upon us. The malls are crazy. The lines are long. I mean, y'all looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to not just being in it. You know, I don't want to be. I don't want to be in all that. That's like Christmas time. Who want to go into traffic
it's
and
adult
be
Christmas?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the reckless spending, and my business that's good. People spending reckless, they buy more, helps me.
So let me ask y'all a question. Why do you think that a lot of people actually they hurt throughout the year financially, right? And it seems like they forget the fact of the matter they were hurting for 8 to 10 months out the year, but as soon as you get an opportunity to hit the reset button, they just totally forget. They just actually put themselves in the same predicament that they were in prior, just got more to show for it from a materialistic standpoint. Why do you think people do that?
I think they kind of pacified their hurt, they pacified their issues, and then in that sense they look at it like, okay, I was hurting for all that time, so now it's time for me to make myself feel better. So I think that's a way that some people look at it, you know.
McFly?
I think it's like in any situation when you're actually starving. Like someone says, like, I haven't ate all day. That meal that they eat is going to be real heavy because they feel like they have to consume for all that. Or if someone misses out sleep, they feel like, oh, tomorrow I'm going to sleep all day. You can't really get that back.
You can't.
You can't. So I think a lot of people tried to actually fill that with that, and it was easily visible that they were down during that period of time. Mm-hmm. So now I got to show people, hey, I'm back up.
So at that point, it's a status. It's like it's the come up at that point. And obviously, we all know why you come up. I mean, it's the same time of the year every year, obviously. So it's not like you've been out there hustling hard or you cut back on things and you just was under a rock and you know what, I'm popping right now. No, it's because Uncle Sam gave you a couple G's. So it's a status. It's all about a status at that point.
You got to also understand, like I said, this is the time of year that everybody is doing it. So if you're not doing it, you feel further isolated. You were feeling isolated, you were broke. Now everyone's doing it and they got the money, you even further feel less than. So yeah, right now, that moment happens, definitely it's group balling going on. And it's homecoming season too. Perfect time to ball.
Then you got CIAA coming up too.
And Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I think I don't think I've never been that type of individual to actually blow. I think I used to actually, whatever amount that I used to get, let's just say if it was 45, I think I'll section off like 500 to kind of do what you want to do. And honestly, it really wasn't nothing, and then put the other 4 up. But I just never got into that. I never understood that. It's almost like they got amnesia before. They come to mind, we coming right after Christmas.
But then I think some people look at it as well, like, you know what I mean, I work for it, I'm going to spend it, and it like I deserve something because I could not afford it all throughout the months.
And you know what? And that's okay. But then when they say that I deserve this, they're going to a whole nother tax bracket of things that they feel that they deserve that they can't afford on any other given day.
But then I guess it depends on the individual, and it depends on a lot of different other factors. Because one thing that I see a lot with people is that they look at it as I think it's a mindset thing too. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what about for you then? How do you approach the situation?
For me personally, being that I have been through situations and you know I've been through kind of life's twists and turns, and I know the importance and how important it is and how it feels when you don't have and how it feels when you can't really, you know, do what you want to do. This is a time for me to kind of reset because I know how it feels when, you know what I'm saying, the unexpected happens, you know what I mean, and you don't have it. So therefore now I'm looking like I got to borrow from this person or ask this person or, you know, I know that feeling. So it puts me in a space to where, okay, I have to learn how to, throughout the months, I already had to learn how to reset and do without because I didn't have. but I had everything that I needed, but not like what I want. So at this point, I have to just build up to the point of, okay, figure this money thing out. You got a second chance here. So if life hits you, I think you got to have an account where life happens account, because life going to happen regardless. Like, some people may think it can look good 24/7. And you look at it, they look at celebrities like, oh my goodness, they may not have a down period. But in reality, they have down periods. They just got the money to bring them out of the down periods. Whereas you have some other people, you have down periods and it seems like you have them all the time. It's just because you don't have the resources to get you out of it. So I think that's when, for me, I have that reset account. Like, because you just never know what happens throughout the year. And sometimes your reset account gets low and you don't have. So now you just, sitting there like, dang, life keep throwing you punches. That's just, how it is.
I think it's ridiculous to actually go. I was in the mall the other day, and I passed by a Louis Vuitton display. And I was like, out of curiosity, how much is this duffel bag? I just went over there and looked. The duffel bag was like $14.50.
Really?
I was like, that's ridiculous for a duffel.
It's actually not that bad.
It's not that bad compared to what? When you can go to the Tommy outlet and get you a duffel on sale for $25.
I'm glad you said that word, compared to. The belt is $800 because I wanted that Damier belt for Al So if you're getting $800 for a belt,
okay,
and I'm getting a whole duffel bag for $14.50. But that, compared to that, it's a good deal.
But you're putting an $800 belt on. Well, how much are your jeans?
My jeans most expensive. I got 60.
I mean, look at the math at that point right there.
No, I mean,
and that's coming from personal experience. I remember I bought a Gucci belt one time, and it was said to me, okay, you got a Gucci belt, but what kind of jeans are you going to wear? So you're going to wear a Gucci belt with Old Navy jeans? All right, I'll sit over here and wait till you finish making this purchase. And I never looked at it like that, because at that point you got to finish the ensemble. So you got a Louis Vuitton belt. We got to have some Balmain jeans. That's $1,500 for a dope pair. Then you got to have some type of shirt. You can't throw a polo tee on that. And Lord forbid you get into a Kia.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
It would be ideally for that to match up, but again, that's why I haven't got the belt yet, which eventually I'm going to do just to get that itch out. But
I think sometimes you got to do that.
And compared to, though, that if you look at just based upon material, that's $800 for a belt, and you're getting a whole duffel bag for $14.50.
In comparison as into what you're getting, we're taking the label out of it, just comparing to what you're getting.
You're paying a
belt.
We're in Louis now, so we're going off as Louis metrics. Louis, we're in that frame of thinking now. Based upon that, it's not bad price. Now, I spend $14.50 for a Louis duffel bag. No,
and it's ridiculous.
I have great Tommy bags for $30.
It's ridiculous. I'll go through IG and I'll look at my feed and whatnot, and you see these guys, barbers and whatnot, with Louis duffel bags and whatnot. I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, what's the point? What's the purpose? Why are you doing this? And granted, I wasn't always at the place that I'm at now when it came down to finances or my purchases. But in hindsight, you really got to look at it like, this is really stupid. Like, this is really like, and it's a personal take on it. My personal take is stupid. Like, I don't see why you are carrying Louis Vuitton duffel bags out of an apartment.
I think it comes to the point where some people, like I said, it's the mindset. It's what people want, what people like. There's some people.
But why do people like it? They like it because they see others
of the
with
status
it.
That it makes
it's
them
a
have.
status. But then that's a false sense. No.
I think if you get a Louis duffel bag or you get a Louis Vuitton belt, I would hope to think that you know what you're getting into.
They don't. Again, like you said earlier, that's in a perfect world.
Right. I'm not gonna go with the assumption that everyone has a Louis bag that they shouldn't like. Again, there's people that have Louis bags that are millionaires. So
yes.
So our equivalent to my Tommy bag $30, that's their Louis. But like you're speaking to the average Joe that's doing it, if they're doing it and they feel that sense of validation, if they feel that, then that's what they were really purchasing, not the Louis duffel bag or the Louis belt. That's what they were
purchasing. Validation. Of course. From who? From other people that are broke, such as them. Because you know what's so crazy? They'll go to the extent to act as if they get it to buy a bootleg duffel, but then you're going to front and like rock it like it's official. Like Big said, let me see the inside. Yo, Mo, I'll see you later. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous to the point of, to the extent that we will actually try to prove something to somebody that's in the same situation, if not worse, or maybe a step or two above us for validation.
I mean, we all want to be liked or loved by peers or whatever the case.
And you're right. We all want to be a part of something. You're absolutely
But then
right.
I look at it too, and a good thing to think about, a good question to think about. I think that you should ask yourself, that you should just in general, if you strip yourself of everything that you wear, every brand that you wear, everything that you wear, what conversation would somebody hold with you? If you take everything away. And all you do, like if you just walk in all white, you have white pants, white shoes, just no name brand, no whatever. Can you really have a good conversation with someone you just met, or with one of your old friends, or a current friend?
Strong. That's powerful right there.
I think what you're thinking, that people that wear these Louis Vuittons, that's fake this or fake that, they're not trying to have a conversation. They want you to see this. They want you to think this, and for something to occur.
No,
they're
but
not trying to. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but she's actually saying something different than what you're actually.
'Cause
What you're saying is absolutely right. Because if you remember, at one point in time, we will go shopping. If we had some dope shoes, now this is Mo and McFly talking. If you had some dope, ill shoes, the shoes does all the talking. You wear a white tee and some black jeans and let your shoe do the talking, right? It's the same difference. It's the same difference.
How?
Because at the point, if you were, it's the shoes that's doing all the talking. So you're looking for validation in your shoes. It's a status, like
The shoes is not doing the talking for me. The shoes are doing the talking for the outfit. That's
in which that you have on. So you're the spokesperson for your outfit. You're the vessel that is
nine times out of
spoken.
10, and what I'm saying pretty much 9 times out of 10 is, if you meet somebody, the first thing, yo, man, I like your shoes. Where you got them from? Or I like your shirt. Where you got them from? So my thing is, if you strip yourself of all of that, what would a person say that they like about you, or that they can conversate with you about?
Outside of that alike of the shoe.
Like, if we strip ourselves of all the brands, of everything, what is it exactly that you can really hold a conversation with somebody about? Because you'll be surprised how much the brand or what you wear, how you look, how much all of that is your conversation piece within your
I'm gonna speak on this. I just came from homecoming weekend, college Morris homecoming. Shout out to HBCU. So I will say this: my friends, everything was designer, Louboutin, Balmain, Givenchy, Roll. I'm not speaking on that. Designer, all kind of different things, right? I had a Hot Topic Snoop Dogg t-shirt on, a Hot Topic Wu-Tang hat, and some Prestos and my little Tommy jeans. They had chains, Rolexes, all this different stuff. I was looking like, yo, all right. I mean, if that's what they want to do.
Did you feel like Rudolph?
I did.
Play in their reindeer games?
I did, but I'm always Rudolph because I'm going to be me. If I'm going to be myself, I'm always going to be Rudolph, and I'm comfortable with that. So within that, I was like, yo, that's cool. But again, I know the difference from looking like money and having money and all of that. So that doesn't really matter. But I'm saying to say this. People put that out there and they want it for just conversation. They don't want it for you to have a conversation with them. They want you to be like, yo, did you see da-da-da? That was fresh. He was killing it. Or for you to be like, yo, yeah, he nice. I'm going to let something pop off tonight based upon that. They're going off of that. They're not really trying to sit there and base it if they can actually see how deep it is or if the person's woke. They don't care about none of that. And the person that's typically wearing it that doesn't have it, they're not going to have that conversation either.
Yeah.
I just think it's crazy. It really is. It's bugged out. And like I said, I haven't always had this train of thought. I used to be that guy that laid the clothes out like, yo, I'm going to kill them tomorrow.
And I think you see that. I mean, there's a lot. If you look at within a lot of people, I mean, and I hate keep saying, but within our culture, especially during Christmas time, if you see it, Christmas time, tax time, main things, any holiday that's made up or whatever, everybody lay everything up. You're going to see income tax time, all the new cars. Valentine's Day, you're going to see, oh, my boo bought me this. Oh, I got the new bag. My boo bought me all this and that and the third. But then your boo was just, I'm about to divorce him, but then he went and did this for Valentine's Day, and you're going to lay it all out. I just think that it like, at what point do we stop allowing these brands to validate who we are as individuals?
Let me say two things. Shout out to Valentine's Day and Christmas because they really revive relationships. A ring or a good bracelet will bring you back in the game. my guys, Valentine's Day is coming up. You might have messed up. This is your moment to get back in there
Really?
with the ex. You can get it with your current, your baby moms, whatever the case may be. But we're in a real sensitive culture, so be very assertive with it and make sure you text so you have like proof.
Oh my goodness.
Also, to dial back a little bit, when we were speaking about income tax. Also, there's some people that actually thug it out and actually claim 9 and they have no kids. So with that, they may be paying income tax this year typically, and some do that. So you do have the benefit to fluctuate that, because again, what it really is the government takes money from you, and they, I didn't really need it, and then they give it back to you at a certain period of time. So that being said, if you need that money then, you can get some of it then. So if you can play with that a little bit, I'm not saying if you don't know how to do it, don't do it. You can play with that a little bit. You can get some money now needed. You may not get as much on the back end, but it will get you through those months, whatever the case may be. Just a little insight there. But again, shout out to Valentine's Day, saving relationships.
You know, like I said, man, I again, at this stage and point in my life, I just don't see the importance of Louis Vuitton, Gucci, the Michael Kors, because also, again, you're endorsing these brands, right? And there's a lot of people that's within your own community that have clothing lines, aspiring artists, aspiring clothing designers, that you can support them, but you're supporting someone that you will never meet. So, and also it's not affordable. It really isn't. If it was affordable, you wouldn't wait until Saturday when everyone's out.
You look at it when Shaq had the shoes, and everybody like
and Stephon Marbury.
They're thinking that
I'm glad you brought up Shaq.
it was oh no, I can't wear this. If you caught wearing this, they're laughing and teasing you. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, I think when you look at it, it gets deeper. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about it as far as like with adults, but when you look at it, especially even you got some kids who feel like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna wear. I'm only gonna wear Nikes. Oh, I got this. Like, why you got a 2-year-old knowing what Nikes are?
See, I think
they can't say that.
I think that's the common thing. I think what needs to be done within, I'm not going to say all communities. It needs to be done is educating them on that. You need if there's nothing wrong with you saying I want to have Nike, because Starberry and Shaq's, the quality of those shoes is horrible. The pure quality of it is horrible. So if you understand I'm paying this certain amount and I'm getting the quality for it, then at that point it makes sense and it makes dollars.
How often do people buy from quality standpoint? Because honestly,
that's why I said they need to be educated on. I think that's the main thing. People are just doing it and they're not knowing why they're doing it. That's what I said.
Foam posits hurt.
They really
Foam
don't.
posits hurt.
They really don't. Because I actually played basketball on mine like 2 weeks ago. I mean, I didn't have any choice really because.
How long have you had them?
It's probably about 5 years.
Foam posits are designed from some type of aerospace type of material, from what I was told. And when you first put them on, it takes a while. So over the period of heat and wear and tear, they actually mold to your feet. But in the process, when you first wear them, they hurt.
They're not the most comfortable shoes.
There's no different than shell toe Adidas. Those are uncomfortable shoes.
Only had one pair.
So I mean, it's I don't think too many people buy them. And as far as the Shaq and the Starberries, they're affordable. So keep in mind, it's a give and take situation.
If we look at that
you can buy 5 Starberries for this one pair of Nikes.
Absolutely.
And you can so I mean, again,
right.
I personally don't like doing things 5 times. I can just do it right once, knock it out.
But then
and my collection of shoes, which is not since it used to be, I have shoes that I can have forever. Like my father has Timberlands that he paid $120 for, and like, yo, these are older than you. So again, he paid these much for these, but literally he had them for 20 plus years. If the quality is there in what you're paying for it, I don't see anything wrong with paying high price for any value or.
What if you can't afford it?
If you can't afford it, then don't do it.
Okay, what if you're the mother of 5 kids, but you got 5 kids that's screaming? They're up against these cats whose sons are niked out, and they get Starberries. And like you just said, you made a very valid point. For the fact of the matter of, you can get $120 for some Air Maxes, but I can get 5 pair. I can like to put shoes on all 5 of my kids for the price of this one. But they understand what I'm saying? It's at that point, it's about quantity over quality at that point. And then we'll double back and grab them again versus this 120 times 5. We at what, $600?
I think you should do whatever you can afford, but understand if you can't afford to get quality and know why you're getting quality, go with quality. I don't
always think a high price tag equals quality.
That's why I kept saying. That's why it's an education thing. They need to be educated on this. Again, I always use an example with my Tommy sheets. I thought they were Tommy sheets. They was going to be a nice high thread count. They weren't. So for that particular situation, it didn't work out for me brand-wise. I got some cheap ones and they work better. It was Egyptian option, thread counts better, softer. Not Tommy, they're just some big lots that I got. But with that being said, it doesn't always correlate, but sometimes it does because we had the conversation. What's the best white tee you ever worn?
Polo.
Polo. With that being said, you can go get you a Hanes t-shirt that's probably cheaper, but quality-wise, that Polo t-shirt
You
is
know
the
the
best
best
you've
shoes
had.
I ever had? The most comfortable shoes I ever had was some Skechers.
I've heard the Adidas Boost are really comfortable.
Skechers, and my most comfortable work boots are Keen, and those are $200. Well, I'm sorry, $135. I got to insert that, maybe $200.
So with that being said, sometimes the quality is there, so do your research on it. And again, don't just look like, oh, yo, they're nice color-wise. Try them on. See, I
But then
know.
we all know too that people are not doing research. They're
No.
just doing it because it's
Definitely
fame.
not.
I honestly, I want more for my people. I can't always just put things on the bottom of it. I want people to do more. So I'm gonna need them to do research. I'm gonna need them to get into it. Especially the parents that are spending this money and they have these kids.
But that's
They're
what
they're not going to do the research because it probably involves that status at that point.
Yeah,
It's going to interfere with that status. Like, nobody pays attention. Like, yo, I'm going to get this Benz from this used lot and I'm going to kill him. When it's time for that oil change, you didn't do your research, did you? You can't take it to my man in the backyard to do it. You got to take it over here.
That's what I'm saying. The research will eliminate all of this. It will.
But then people are not researching when they want to have a status. Like, I know somebody, and y'all be surprised how many people focus on their image. Like somebody said before, we have an image to uphold. And I feel when you're at that point, you don't care about researching anything. It's just that, like, you have people who can walk around with an iPhone and don't know everything that it does. You have people that can walk around with a certain type of MacBook, and it's just because I want to show the Apple sign on the back because that looks more expensive than a Windows laptop.
It definitely does.
It does not. It's not the whole thing of people doing their research. At the end of the day, they don't care. It's like, these little kids who want these stuff, they don't care. It's just because I see such and such had it and I want it.
Parents, though. That's what I'm saying. If they want this to change, then I will say this. I am 100% a labor whore, but I'm 100% frugal with it. You're going to catch me at the outlets all the time. That's how I get it down. All right? It works. But again, do what you can afford. So if these parents don't want these kids to get scrutinized in school, you better do your research. You're a parent, right? Do some research on it and position it to let the kids know this is what it is. And if you do that moving forward, it would be good. And they should not value or try to value themselves.
Kids are not going to understand that. Well, in some cases,
I think it's how you raise them too. I think when you look at it, it's because if you look at it, you have some kids who refuse to wear certain things, or I want this type of shirt. Like, they wear uniforms and you want American Eagle uniform versus just a regular Old Navy shirt or whatever mama can afford. And at the end of the day, it's when you take it out of that, when you raise kids to not look at brands and to not look at labels, they can look fresh in anything you put them in. They can look nice and whatever it is, long as I think it does not matter the name that's on your clothes, but what matter is, instead of worrying about what name they have on their clothes, let's worry about them having a clean face when they walk out the house. Let's worry about them having a fresh haircut. Let's worry about they having their clothes ironed. You can have polo, but your clothes is wrinkled. Your face is nasty. Your eyes got crust in there. You got, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you really don't know anything. You don't have no understanding of how to write your name, how to say your ABCs, and I see it, and this is valid. It happens. You're like a dressed up dummy.
I think it's the easy. That's the way the parents. That's the way the parents feel themselves, saying like, "Hey, they get the high brand. I spend this much on them." People relate spending money to love. I don't know if most people admit it, but everyone does to some extent. If your engagement ring costs $100, you're gonna look at it like he doesn't really love me like that. If your birthday gift is a ring, a pin that's engraved, something that costs maybe $10, $15, you're going to look at they don't really care.
But I think it goes to the person, because I wear a silicone ring, and people have asked me why you have that, and they laughed like it was funny. Why you got it on? And I do have my other ring, but this is so much more comfortable when you're dealing with kids all day and you got to keep washing your hand. But it does not make me feel any less.
That's where you're at now. But I'm saying you had to get to this point. A lot of the people that we're speaking about, they have to go through this in order to get to this point. Again, I'm a labor whore. I was definitely more gun ho. Like, yo, if it's expensive, like I had to pay $100 Jabot jeans. I only wore them like 2 or 3 times. It was ridiculous. It made no sense at all. Now I
definitely made purchases like that.
I'm looking more into okay, why am I spending this amount of money? What's the quality of it? So I'm looking at things differently. Like I said, people have to strive to get to that. I think the true thing is with these labels, there's nothing wrong with a Lexus, a BMW, a Polo, whatever you want to get. It's if the quality is there and you understand that. It's just like certain people, like, they'll be like, yo, I can get store brand ketchup. My bread, oh, that got to be Sara Lee, though. That got to be Sara Lee. Because they know the quality that Sara Lee is bringing.
Oh, yeah, and I'm like that when it
even,
comes to certain stuff when I'm cooking. So I agree with you on that.
Even with my oatmeal, I can't do certain store brands. You know, Walmart Great Value has a pretty good oatmeal. I will say that.
Oh,
but Dollar General horrible, Aldi horrible. I
have to get the regular
I got to do the good thing. So I think based upon that, it's more of a quality thing than an actual label.
When
but
it
if
comes
people
to
do the
certain
research,
stuff,
people do the research, they'll come to the conclusion of this is why I'm paying for this is why I'm paying for that. I think that'll make sense.
And then I would go off and saying too, I never was that type of person that was labeled. Labeled.
Never. So you didn't care about the Air Forces were popping or none of that?
My thing is, no, really, my thing is, and always has been electronics. That's my thing. But as far as when it comes to clothes, as far as when it comes to shoes and stuff, I really didn't even know what I was doing back in there when we was buying shoes and clothes and all that. But
Lady Simone will say this. When I first met you many, many moons ago, I'll never forget these. I always wanted these shoes. They were a pair of gray and royal blue mid-top Air Force Ones that you had and was so fresh to me.
I definitely remember.
And my mama got that for me.
But hold up.
Something like that.
Yeah.
She got
But I'm pretty sure she was just in the mall like, I think she would like these. You had to throw something out there to say that I wanted these, or some kind of vibe was given.
In that
case, I'm pretty sure she would have copped some Skechers or something that was less costly.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if it was somebody that was with her that probably been like, "Oh, this is new shoes that came out or something." And my mom was that type to say that. But to be honest with you, I'm like from the backyard, we dirt road, whatever. So it never, when it came to that.
So you didn't like the shoes?
No, I like the shoes, but it never was.
So you wore the shoes?
You can
keep in mind, she was 16 at the time.
I'm saying with my parents.
That's what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying.
It's a time thing. People go.
But
everyone doesn't get it though.
But what I'm saying,
everyone doesn't get it.
What I'm saying is, I never was labeled like anybody. You can call my sisters whatever they tell you. She never liked shopping. I never like my sisters. They like going shop. I never liked going shopping. That never was my thing. So we're getting it. I won't say it was a coincidence. I got shoes or whatever, but I got clothes, got shoes or whatever. But it was never a thing like, oh, I gotta have this. Because anybody that knows me, even from growing up or whatever, that just never was my. Now if they said, Courtney, gotta have the certain electronic, that's me. That was my thing. That's what I was into, and that's what I'm still into. I like electronics. That's like, I like. That's just my thing, but...
So with that being that you like electronics, would you have a Samsung tablet?
No, I don't like the operating system.
Based upon that, how do you know how Samsung's operating system is?
Because I tried it.
And you did the...
Research. I researched every electronic
So with that being said, you saw the correlation between quality and spending. If Samsung's not the operation system you probably like, you might like the iOS, which would be the Apple operating system. The Apple tablet may cost more, but you prefer the operating system of that. That's the research you've done. So with that, then, would you not say that the quality?
Yeah,
worth it?
Yeah, and that's my thing. Everything that I do the research. A lot of people don't do that.
I can't knock people. Right?
Yeah.
So parents can then thus do research.
No. We're not saying that they can't. We're saying that they don't. That's what we're saying. Majority of them don't.
But what I'm saying is, Lady Simone here is a parent. She does research. So what I'm saying is, again, I'm not going to, whatever someone's at the bottom, I'm not just going to say you're at the bottom. I'm going to say, yo, you need to come up. I would like if you, I would want you to come up. So that's what I'm not going to keep saying that people don't do research. I'm going to say people need to do research. I can't keep saying people horrible drive. No, people need to drive better. We can't just stay in the problem. We got to work towards the solution.
But you also have to acknowledge the problem before you can get to the solution. A lot of people won't acknowledge. Acknowledgement is the key point. Before we can actually get you help because you have a drug addiction, you have to admit the fact that, you know what, you're right. I do have a drug addiction, so now the next step. So when you get parents that's not acknowledging it and they're trying to keep up with the fad, the trend, and what Bobby got and what Jermaine got or whoever or Suzanne got, they're not actually acknowledging the fact that, you know what, it's just a car. You know what, it's just a pair of jeans. You know what, it's just a pocketbook. Why would I spend $1,500 on a pocketbook and I don't even got $200 in it?
Also, I will say that sometimes people do some people don't really do research. They do things based off of cosigns. Like say for example, if Michael Jordan wears these shoes and he dunks and does this, he talks amazing about it. Michael Jordan's like the stand-up guy. All right, what he does must be cool. I'm going to follow that. Some people look at that as their research, but I don't think that should also be correlated there as well, because typically some financial motives in the background and shouldn't know what's going on. So again, I think all that. Excuse me. I think all that is in play right there. Because again, when Nicki Minaj said you wouldn't know Michael Kors if you were Michael Kors went through the roof. Just
and
based
you know
off of
crazy?
Nicki.
Doing my research, Michael Kors was intended to be a female brand. So when you see men wearing it, again, it goes to show you the validation of it. Now, does he have a men's department now or a section for it? Yes, but initially it was the fact of the matter, it was a female brand. And he actually made it for his mother, if I'm not mistaken. Something of that nature, because I actually did a little bit of research on Michael's Kors.
I mean, like we were speaking before, though, things started at a certain point, which is like you were saying with Lamborghini, it started off as a tractor company.
Yes.
It started at a certain point, and it may grow to another level.
Yeah.
But based off of that,
I mean, kudos for Kors in that point, but what I'm saying is for those who wear it to get validation because Nicki Minaj said it, that's an issue. That's really an issue.
And that's what
that.
we look at 9 times out of 10. That's what's happening. And that's all I'm saying. Like, you have people who they don't care about anything. They rarely know anything about the brand. The only thing is just because it looks nice. So they're going to just purchase this $300-$400 thing just because, oh, it looks nice, or somebody wore it in a video, or this person had it on this. And then you're struggling the next week.
I think if you can afford it, there's nothing wrong with making that little bit of research on a decision if you can afford it.
I don't think a lot of people even know what they can afford. Just because you can pay for it right now does not mean you can afford it.
That's a deep.
I mean, so there's so much of, like, again, you have to point out the issue first before we can get to the problem. But the fact of the matter is nobody want to acknowledge the issue that, you know what, I can't afford this. I'm working overtime to get an outfit, so that means you can't afford it.
Because nobody want to admit the fact that they're going through something.
Right,
like, I was talking to somebody and they're like, no, you don't got to say you got to tell everybody your business. And like I say, I'm transparent. At the end of the day, what I'm going through is going to help somebody else. So how I look at it is, does it feel good when I have to let it out and say it? No. Does it feel good when you expose yourself to other people? No. But my job is that I'm out here trying to help people. And I don't want people to think that, oh, I say this or I do this because, oh, it's easier for you. No, I done been through this. I know how it feels to get certain things it's not have.
There's strength and transparency, and Jay said as well in the song, and only way we can heal unless you reveal.
And that's absolutely true.
They don't want to reveal. They don't want to reveal the fact that it's just a piece of, once again, like Lady Simone said, once you take the clothes off, now we can talk. Now this is who you really are.
But
take the eyelashes off, take the makeup off, the wig is on the end of the bedpost. You know what I'm saying? You done took off the enhancement push-up bra. You done took off the little tummy tucker joint. I mean, you done took off the red bottoms and everything. Now what? Now we're down to the real person. Once the guy done took off the Louis belt
all your
and the
Instagram filters.
Yeah,
if you just put your picture up, it's just regular.
You know where we're at now? You know what we're looking at? We're looking at your insecurities. That's why you buy this stuff, to validate yourself, because you're not comfortable with what you see. And keep in mind, this is just my opinion. This is not fact. This is not law. This is just what Mo knows. Shameless plug. But you know what I'm saying? This is just what I feel. That's why these people do this. That's why I embrace and I honor and I salute what J. Cole is doing to that extent. I don't know. But I understand what he's doing now. At first, he looked weird to me, like, yo, but he's not trying to conform to what society deem what is popping, I guess, so to speak.
He's just doing whatever works for him. And I think everyone, what works for Mo may work different for Fly, different for Lady Simone. So everyone should do whatever works for them, what's affordable for you, what makes sense for you. But you have
to be honest with yourself to find out what works for you and not what works for whoever got the most likes on IG. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I like some of those brands. I like it from a face value standpoint. I couldn't tell you the quality, or like Lamborghinis are hand stitched. Each one, their fabrics are hand stitched. I'm not that invested into these companies to even know that, because for one, I'm not modeling. So there's no need for me to be, I'm not modeling for me to even get that in tune with what's going on. I'm going to get something that's affordable. I'm going to get something that feels good. But first and foremost, it's going to be affordable. then it's going to be like, okay, do I like it at that point? And then we're going to keep it moving at that point, because honestly, like Lady Simone said, if you're not going to hold a conversation or you don't find interest in me because I have on a Walmart superhero t-shirt, which I wear religiously, some regular Levi's with some Mossimo jeans and some Chuck Taylors, then you know what? I don't need to be holding a conversation with you. Or maybe I'm not, no, okay, you don't have to like me, young lady, because this is what I have on, because boom, 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 got on this, that, and the third. But you know what you will get from me? An upfront, honest person. Not to say that person who's wearing that stuff is not upfront and honest, but they're definitely masquerading something.
I think it's...
And that's opinionated. Well, again, that's opinionated.
Of course. What you speaking would definitely be your opinion. But I think for everyone doesn't necessarily fall within that.
No, everyone does not fall within that.
Fall within that window. Like I said, I would hope that these millionaires or something. If you talk about more everyday Joes, then
we talk about everyday Joes.
Okay,
that's who we speak. We're speaking upon everyday Joes. Because honestly, the millionaire's not even paying for this stuff half the time. It's crazy when you're broke. Because Fred the Godson said, people in poverty have the most expensive taste. If you can really sit down and think about that. So at that point right there, you'll bust your ass to work overtime to even buy that Louis Vuitton duffel bag. But once you actually are able to obtain it, one or two things is going to happen. You're going to understand the strength in finances. You can be like, you know what? I'm not buying that. That's ridiculous. Then, or number two, they give it to you for free to further advertise to those who can't afford it. Because those who can afford it, half the time they're not buying it.
True.
The ones who are actually financially literate.
So with that being said, like you said, with the fact that happens with the duffel bags, either A or B, I would like for everyone, whatever your duffel bag is or my Louis belt is, make the purchase. Go for it. Do it. I don't want you to think about it. Do it. Do it so you can then have that feeling of knowing like, okay, I am not satisfied. That did not fill that void that I thought it was going to do.
You know what? I would agree with you on that 2 weeks ago. I was watching a podcast, and you've seen it because we spoke about it earlier this week in group text. Big Daddy Kane said, sometimes they asked him, like, did you smash so-and-so? He was like, nah.
Madonna.
No, it was Madonna, but it was another situation. He said, it was Madonna, you're right. He said, sometimes just wondering how it was is better than actually getting it.
See, that's.
Would you agree with that, ladies and gentlemen? And so we're going to put it in context as far as your purchase. McFly just said.
I wish I was.
Yo, it is the Royal Rumble tonight too. But McFly said, "Get it out the way." Sometimes and I've done this before. That's an expensive lesson learned.
But then I think too, when you look at it, as far as like the getting it, I wouldn't say just go ahead and get it out the way. I'll say. And I'm not the person that want to say, okay, you shouldn't get, if you like Louis, you shouldn't get Louis because you can't afford it. Right? No, what I'm saying is just if you do want to get it, just make sure that if you have to save too much to get it, okay, then do it. Mm-hmm. But just make sure it makes sense for you and your household, your family, and you're doing for yourself. You're doing, like, if I want a new iPad, okay, it may take me a whole year to get that new iPad, but I saved up for that because that's something that I wanted. And it's not because I wanted it just to show and say, oh, I got the newest iPad. You know, but at the end of the day, I think when it comes to purchases like that, if it's something that you want to do and you can afford it, okay, by all means. Even if you still make, a little, if you make your check is half of what you want to purchase, okay, as long as you save up for it and you're okay.
And let me clear this up real quick so there's no misunderstanding or misinterpretation of what Mo is saying. What I'm saying is I'm not bashing labels, so to speak. What I am bashing is the intent when somebody's buying it. If you're buying it to show off to your peers, I think that's corny. But if you're actually like Lady Simone said, if you have to save up for it because you're actually really invested into this company, like this brand, like, I really like it because of this. And that comes down to a personal preference to that person, to that individual. But if you're doing it to actually, quote unquote, stunt on the next person, then at that point, I think it's corny. At that point, go ahead, McFly.
I don't even know if you should. Again, my thoughts is I don't care if you're making $8 or $10 an hour right now. Pull out your credit card, order it right now, get it over with. It's like pulling out the Band-Aid, just do it. But to the point of if you got to save up, like I was gonna get a chain, and I was like, yeah, I could make monthly payments on it, and I was like, I don't need a chain if I got to make monthly payments on it. Whatever class that I'm trying to be in with the elites with that chain, I'm not in that class. I shouldn't. I can't get it like that. For something of that bare that's not even a necessity, I can't do it. That doesn't work for me. So with that being said, if you can't do it, wait till you're in a position where you can just do it and it's more affordable. Don't necessarily try to make it affordable by waiting 5 years to do that. Just get it when it is affordable for you to do. Or just pull out your credit card and order right now.
Okay, so with that being said, Lady Simone, what's your closing thoughts on this topic? So I mean, actually, the topic is, I guess, if we had to put it in one word, it's about statuses. So what would be your closing statements on statuses?
And my closing statement is that I'm not bashing anyone. I want everyone, like, if you have a desire for something, a want for something, and you feel that, you want to purchase something, that's perfectly fine, because I have those moments and I do my research and I purchase things that some people may be like, why you want that? But my thing is, just don't let whatever you're purchasing, don't let it define who you are. Don't do it just because it's like, okay, I want Joe to see me with this and he's going to think I'm this type of person. My thing is, it's okay to have wants. It's okay to have things that you like, but just do it just because that's just something that you want. Don't let anything justify who you are, because like I said before, if you pull everything off of who you are, you take all the makeup off, you just pull everything from you, somebody should be able just to look you in your face and still see the genuineness of your character. Somebody should be able to look you in the face and see who you really are and just still want to have conversation with you outside of the makeup, outside of the clothes, outside of the shoes. And, that's one thing that I'm striving for, and it's a personal thing, it's a personal thing, because then the love comes within yourself. When you begin to love yourself on such a certain personal level, anybody who you meet will see the love you have for yourself, so therefore they have no other reason not to just love who you are. And that's what I'm trying to get at. So even, that's changes I'm making within myself, but all I'm saying is just, even when it comes down to your kids, let's not focus on brands. Let's not focus on things, materialistic things. At the end of the day, it's all about love. It's all about positivity and pouring that into people and just trying to share in that. And that's my intake.
All right, then McFly, what's your closing statements on this right here podcast that we had about statuses?
First and foremost, I am indeed a laborer. Let me double down on that. But I am indeed frugal as well. And with that being said, like Lady Simone was saying, I don't think anyone should get just buy anything for certain peers to appear them to be a certain way, but understand everyone in some shape or form or fashion wants to be valued, and they try to acquire that, maybe not the way that lasts the longest, but the easiest way or the quickest way to acquire such. So I understand if you want to buy a pair of kicks and you want to put it up into your friends to actually be like, yeah, that's hot. I get it. Same reason people put up pictures all the time for validations. So with that being said, if that's your case, I understand it. The main thing doing though is understand that it's more of a quality thing. If you're having the quality and you can actually afford it, do so. If you can't, understandable. You still got to live. Do whatever you can to actually make that happen for you. Quality, affordability, and again, shout out to Valentine's Day, because it's going to keep helping these relationships go on, and Cupid. Status.
Honestly, I don't think neither me, McFly, can actually say that any better than Lady Simone said it. But again, I just want to reiterate, I'm not bashing any brands. I'm not bashing anyone that wear or support these brands. But what I am taking shots at is for those who do it to actually make the next person feel bad, or to make the next person feel less of an individual because they may have on Ocean Pacific and you got on Michael Kors or whatever it might be. So find self-love. Be okay with the person that you see in the mirror, whether you have on these brands or whether you don't. So that's pretty much, that's really my take on it right there. So this is the With All Due Respect podcast, again, presented by Mo Knows, with Lady Simone McFly and your main man Mo. So what I'm going to leave you with, the question is, do you feel that these titles, or just, do you feel that these titles or these brands define individuals, or do you just look at it as, is it a, how would I word this right here? Do you feel that people actually purchase things because they actually are really invested into it, or they're doing it for validation? I guess that's the best way for me to put it. So with that being said, This is the With All Due Respect podcast again. We'll see y'all next time. And remember, Mo knows.